What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about TAR's AI, TAI today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Okay, here we are on this, the 20th day of June, sitting at about 8.3 cents, 21 hours and 15 minutes left in the day. We only have a couple of days left in the week, maybe a few days, actually, like basically 3 days. Down 16% on Bybit here. I don't think you have any new exchange listings, right? I mean, if you did, that might explain why we're dropping. Nope, no new exchange. Not to my knowledge. Bybit is still the Mac Daddy as far as volume goes. So the fact that we're dropping down 16% right now without a lot of volume on the week gets me a little bit jazzed up, you guys. We're right in this area where in this range, we're actually at the low ends of where we've closed, right? In this range through since April 21st. This is at the low ends of where we've closed, even some of the lower ends of where we've wicked. And we have gone lower, but I think what I'm trying to say here is we are at the base of this range. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. TARS AI has the green light to buy if you're looking to buy, right? I think that it's a fine area to buy. Even if you bought up here, I think really throughout this whole range, it's a great area to buy if you're expecting this thing to grow, and I am expecting this thing to grow, right? Rejecting the 50 here, not a good look. That's okay. We can contest that, right, with a nice bounce off the 40, which we're so close to doing. It makes so much sense. We're right here at the 40, man. A very opportunistic moment to bounce off the RSI, a very strong area to bounce, a key area that you normally see hold up on the weekly time frames, daily, 1 hour, whatever. And not only that, we're also right here at the low ends of this range with wicks to the downside, right? Low end on the closing area, but we've seen wicks to the downside, meaning we're close. We might not be there yet, but we're very close to the low. Absolutely, I think we are. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. We'll start zooming out from there, and we'll see if we can better define this thing, all right? 1 hour time frame here. Looking at this, that's such a life hack right there, you guys, right? If you're on TradingView and you go, you're looking at it right here, and you go to the 1 hour time frame, and it's all scrunched up like this. And you just don't want to scrunch it. You just click automatic, and you click out. Boom, there you're good. You're good. It does it for you. Such a life hack. I've been using TradingView for 9 years, and I've only over the past couple of months started implementing that. I know it's simple. I feel like a monkey who just learned how to unpeel a banana, but I'm just telling you, right? It's like you should know how to do this, right? I'm just saying. Here we are, 8.3 cents right now. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, we are rejecting. We are finding resistance continuously here at the not the overbought zone, in this area of resistance in the RSI. Rejecting the overbought zone as well. The RSI on the 1 hour time frame, I just got to say, it's god awful, you guys. It's absolutely terrible. It kind of looks like it's rolling over right here, right on the lows. Typically, when you roll over, you do get a little bit of a quick drop to the downside. Now, I would expect that you would. I would expect that you do go down to the oversold zone here. All right, looking at the 1 hour time frame, that would imply that we see lower lows than this, right? This was a failed attempt at a double bottom. Here you've got this little W shape. 1, 2, you should have gone higher, but you didn't. You found a lower high. You found resistance at the same area. You're probably going to go down. We take a low here. We put it at a high right there. Likely, you're going to go down to about 7.9 to 7.6 cents. You're at 8.3 cents now. One of the lower targets that we've discussed, I think, was 7.5 cents. I would say if you don't hold 7.6 cents, you might even go just below that at 7.4 to 7.3. But something in this zone is where you're going to go. I'm in favor of like 7.7 cents. Because with the 1414, typically you don't bounce right off of it. You actually do like wick a little bit below it. Typically, not always. Don't count on it, but typically. All of these prices, though, are below 8 cents, right? And you're going to go below that low likely. So I would think something around 7.7 cents to 7.3 cents. Something in this kind of area here. I was about to say 7.4, but 7.3. 1886200 area there. Something between this one and this one. Yeah, that's where I think you're going to go. Looking at the 1 hour time frame. I'm going to put brackets, or not brackets, I'm just going to put lines. We're just going to do this, and then we're going to do this, right, to fully encapsulate that. I will put colored lines, different colored lines, I should say. Let's put white lines there, yeah. They're not colors, actually. It's a white line. In the area that I think we're most likely going to go to. I would say something between here, okay? That's what I would think we most likely go to. 777, 74, something like that, okay? We're going to delete the fibs, and then we're going to zoom out and see if we can find another causality for this beyond just this low to high here with the fib extensions down, okay? 4 hour time frame. 4-hour RSI rejecting the 50. Actually, not really rejecting the 50, but still a little relative double top nonetheless, and that does to me express some bearishness. Like this relative kind of double bottom here, relative double bottom there expresses bullishness. A relative double top would probably express bearishness. You're probably going to come down, not too far down, nothing crazy, nothing like torrential, but maybe you go a little bit lower. You find a higher low in this kind of trend of higher lows here. You bounce right off the oversold, and that'd be nice. And that would actually be really fortunate because you likely would then find your low this weekend, which would be phenomenal. Just get it done with. Get it over with. Don't extend it into next week. But I personally don't think that you will hold this as support. I would expect that you go just below. You'll probably get oversold, and then sometime next week, you'll form like double bottom here or bullish divergence, and then you'll continue to grow. That's my expectation at the moment. Oh no, I just deleted all the lines. Hold on, we got to go back. There we go. Because I clicked the trash button. Just trust me, I know I did. If we're going lower here on the 4-hour time frame, let's see if we can identify something that would make sense. Do I want to take this low to high? See, this low to high is the most relevant and it stands out, and maybe we should apply that, but I think this is more significant, this here, so I'm going to do that. We're going to do that. You guys see Mufasa? Oh man, if you replay, you can see him for a moment. He'll just make like a quick appearance every time, and then he'll go away. Low to high. Come on, you. There you are. Yeah, right below the golden ratio. Would you look at that? The 1886 to 200 level right there encapsulating two of these lines. The more shallow end of this drop to be expected. That's nice. And a higher low compared to here. That's nice. And the 2272 outside of that. So if anything, we're validating the idea that 7.7 cent area to 7.9 cent area, that's where we're going to go. Okay, so we're on the more shallow end, not the deep end of this, potentially. Let's look at this fib too. Let's get them both on there. Why not? Low to high here. 1886, 200 right there. Very, very shallow end. I would think we go a little bit lower than that, but 2272, just below that. Typically, you go just below that. So that does agree. It doesn't even get to the deeper end fully. Maybe you go to like 7.5 cents, 7.55 cents, something like that. I would also say that this fib agrees with the idea of landing in the shallow end. And because it's a less significant fib, it might not be as respected. Maybe you wick through the 200 level, right? And you respect this overall, the larger fib back here that we had that lined up more appropriately with these levels. 4-hour time frame to me agrees that you're going down. Looks like you're going down, but you're at the end. You're very near, from a time and a price perspective, very near the end of this run, okay? Daily time frame, about to get oversold. Classic, right? Maybe you just bounce right off the oversold, and maybe you get a little bit into it. In fact, if we look at how we interact, it looks like you like to get a little bit into it. You're afraid of just doing this little bounce. I'm not expecting you to do that here. You're probably going to get a little bit into it, which again just means a little bit more to go. You're just going to drop a little bit more, nothing too crazy. And then on a daily time frame, do we have anything that agrees with this? Well, there's two fibs that I want to take here as well. I want to take the overall fib. I think this is going to be very significant. We'll see. Low to high. The 382, perfect, but that is on the lower end. Ooh, and that is a significant fib in itself. That is on the lower end. And that would be at 0073? 007, or no, not 007, I'm sorry, 7.3 cents, 073. Okay, maybe. I would say this though, and I know these lines are confusing, but because you have a low to high, you've already interacted with the 382 here. Just as you found support above the 382, I don't think you need to go down to it. The normal rules, like if you hadn't had these interactions here, the normal rule would be you go to the 382 at least before you bounce up. I'd be more convinced of that. Because of these prior interactions here, I don't know if it's necessary to go to the 382. So it does hint at that lower end. Still, every target's coming up right in this range, lower, higher, whatever. But I don't think that completely condemns you to that lower end. However, if we notice, I'll delete these lines real quick. Right here, you have prior resistance. Right here, you have prior support, all coinciding with that 382 right there. It's perfect. So if you were to go down to 7.3 cents, you're fine. Okay, it's not a problem. It's a better opportunity to buy. It's just 1 cent away. You're at 8.3 cents now. It's nothing to cry over, okay? I hear you crying. Knock it off. Save your tears for a sad movie or something. I don't know. Something more sad than this. Daily RSI likely goes down. That's a significant fib to take. I want to take one more fib, okay? One more. And just see what we come up with there. Let's get the relative fib from the overall range here, this consolidation phase, the low to high. And here we have it, the golden ratio. 61869. hinting, and I think this is a significant hint that we've got here, hinting at the shallow end yet again. The 6.9's at 7.7 cents as well. I think we nailed it the first time. 7.7 cents is where I think we'll go. 7.77, 7.71, 7.00069. I don't care, but 7.7 something. All right. 7.7 cents. Technically, it'd be 0.07, right? That's where I think we're going to go. Okay, cool. So somewhere around there, and maybe some front running. TARS has some attention on it, so maybe because that target's identified, not just here, maybe with other people, it might make sense you find support a little bit above there, but something between 7.9 to 7.7 cents. I feel very confident in that. That's where you're going to go. It probably happens over the coming days. I would think that by the end of the month you have that low, and going into the end of the month we should be recovering and moving higher, going into July, breaking out of this consolidation phase and seeing the next step up. Let's go over that real quick, okay? Low to high, or high to low, I should say. High to low. Golden ratio, 382. When you move up, you're probably going to find resistance at the 786, 886 area. In bullish circumstances, you go to the 886 to the 100 area. And perhaps you will have a very bullish circumstance. I don't know. Your 3-day RSI looks primed and ready to go. We'll see. You're at 8.3 cents now. We're talking about targets that at a minimum, and I don't think you stop at the minimum target, but it's a minimum target for a reason. It's something to address nonetheless. If I can get it right on the price, there we go. Minimum would be about a 3x move, to a maximum would be a 4x move, and potentially something on the lines of like a 5.8x move, right? That's where I would think we're going to be, maybe in like by the halfway point of July, right? That's our next kind of stopping point. When we stop here, I don't assume that we're going to stop this long, right? We stopped here from April 25th until now. It's been like 2 months. I don't think it's going to be 2 months that we consolidate. Maybe a month, maybe 2 weeks, nothing long. Very, very short consolidation phase. And then we will continue to grow. This move overall, I think, will take us to $1.14 to $3.30, somewhere in there, which implies, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but it implies that we're going to see anywhere from the current price about a 14x at a minimum, dude, to maybe like a 39x at a maximum. I don't know if we get up to 330, but I do like the idea of seeing a 14x. The 1414, you probably get just above there, right? You've consolidated so much. This is just your minimum target. I really wouldn't be surprised if we stopped somewhere that was right around $2 or even just below $2. Something on lines like a 20x to a 24x. That's my expectation, yeah, as far as growth goes. I've given you the short term, I've given you the midterm, and even the long term. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. All right, take care of yourselves, and hopefully this one does exactly all those things, because then I can just be like, I was right. I knew it. I am so good. No, that's not my style. But hopefully we can all celebrate with some cash at least, right? That'd be nice. That's what we're here for. We're not here to be right or wrong. We're here to make money. And the only thing getting in the way of that right now is time, and maybe ourselves. Don't get in the way. Just let time get in the way. Time, just wait it out. Everything will be fine. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Bye-bye.